An Oregon City music teacher accused of raping and sexually abusing a child was arraigned in court today. U.S. Marshals assisted Clackamas County Sheriff's deputies in their arrest of 44-year-old Derek Reeder Thursday. He is currently being held without bail in the county jail. Fox 12's Leslie Dominique joins us now live from the Clackamas County Courthouse with more details in this case. Leslie?
Well, Pete, prosecutors detailed the alleged inappropriate relationship that Reeder had with an underage girl, and they believe there could be more victims out there. Now, we spoke with a business owner who works in the same office facility as the suspect. He calls the accusations alarming.
Judge, the next case, State versus Derek Reeder.
An Oregon City guitar teacher in court Friday after being indicted on multiple rape and sexual abuse charges involving a minor.
The seriousness of the allegations in this case, the state's requesting security in the amount of $500,000.
44-year-old Derek Reeder is accused of having an inappropriate relationship with an underage girl spanning from 2024 through January of this year. According to the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office, Reeder met the child in summer of 2023 while working as a music teacher at Oregon City nonprofit Hannah Grace Family.
Specific allegations in this case where the defendant was the victim's guitar instructor when she was 13 years old. And began quickly grooming her for sexual contact.
Investigators say he was fired by the organization in 2024, but alleged Reeder continued communicating with the girl through text and Instagram before sexually abusing her on several occasions. He faces a long list of charges, including rape and kidnapping.
Just completely surprised to hear about that and to see the charges.
Taylor Bachman says Reeder was arrested Thursday by Clackamas County deputies just outside the Harding building on Main Street in Oregon City. That's where Reeder operates Slinky Strings, a music business that provides guitar lessons to people of all ages. Bachman runs a counseling practice in the same office building. He says some of his clients have taken lessons with Reeder. The allegations come as a shock.
We have, kids and, families that come in, and so to hear that that may have been occurring here or off-site is definitely shocking. And
now, anyone with information about Reeder or potential victims in this case is asked to contact the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office. For now, reporting in Oregon City, Leslie Dominique, Fox 12 Oregon.